Hello friends, welcome to my channel. So today we'll discuss about a few general tips about Ashtakavarga, how we can see the promises and some new things about a person, a predictive snapshot rules of Ashtakavarga. So we'll try to learn today. So this is the first rule. The first rule says if the native will get a royal vehicle, wealth, much knowledge after attending the age represented by the number of bindus in the ascendant. So that means in your chart, in the lagna, the first house, whatever is the Sarvashtakava bindu, say 30, 32, 28, 21, that very year is a very important year for you. Okay, now if that particular this during that time, that particular age, like for example, if it is 28, let us see an example. So this is an example. So here you see like the lagna, this Sarvashtaka Varga number is 34. So that means this 34th age of this Jatak. So he is born in some your 1978. So 34 is 2012. So basically 2012 when the Mahadasha was Jupiter Rahu, during that time, this was a very special time for him, 2012. Okay, so if it has got Jupiter attached to it, then one can expect that that time a child can happen. So if, for example, if a marriage is already done or it has happened, and you can see that that Sarvashtaka number, and you're seeing that Jupiter is transiting during that time. Okay, or maybe that like they have not planned, but it is there transiting. So you can think that that year the childbirth can also happen. If Venus is transiting or Venus is based there in the natal chart, then marriage can happen. Okay, Mercury Vidya can happen. As per the Karaka, Mars injury can also happen. Saturn sickness and sorrow. So this type of things may happen. So basically, you consider the Lagna Sarvashtaka number, and that age will be a special year. If a planet is transiting on the ascendant based on the Karaka, the effect will be there. So it's a Sutrams, first Sutrams. Second Sutrams is when a person will have a good time and bad times, because you see a person can in today's world live like for 70 years, 75 years on an average. So if you divide it by three parts, so we have that part which is the childhood, then we have the youth, and we have the old age. So basically, what it is said that you take from Pisces to Gemini, whatever is like this is as per the Kalpurusha. You take Pisces to Gemini, whatever is marks you get, then Cancer to Libra, then Scorpio to Aquarius. Whatever points you get, whichever it has the higher points, that is the best time you will have in your life. So you can tell a Jatak that this is the best time of your life. So this part of your life will be good or bad. Or you can he has come to you at a age where you just did this calculation. You will understand that this is not the phase of life where it is good or bad. So Ashtakavarga helps you in like this way. Then the 12 houses can be divided into four groups: Bandhu, Shevaka, Poshaka, and Ghataka. So this it is also 12 houses like 159 is like east, and which is dharma. Then 2610 is south and artha. So basically in that way you 3711 is west and karma, kama actually, and this is north, actually north and moksha trikon. So basically if poshaka, if you add up the numbers, okay, if you this poshaka is more than ghataka, so poshaka is west. So if this particular number 3711 is more than the ghataka, which is 4812, so then it is said that this person will be wealthy. That is one indication from the chart we can have from Ashtakavarga. Secondly, if Shevaka is more than Bandhu, Shevaka is this one and Bandhu is this one. If Shevaka is more than Bandhu, then he is always into service of others. So you can say that no, no, you don't go to business. If a person asks you about business or job, you can say no, you don't go to business, you go to job. So that is there. And if a person having more like Poshaka and Bandhu, he will be good in self-employment. So if you have Kama, desires, and this Bandhu, which is Dharma, in a proper way, if you do your thing. So desire of a dharma, so establishing a thing, so that good intent if you have in you, so then you can actually be successful. So this is what it is meant in that sense. So a person having more poshaka and bandhu will be good in self employment. You can ask him, you can be a guru, you can be a teacher, you can be a businessman, you can be a consultant. So a business, so like that. And balance, like shevika is more, you can say you can go to job. So if you see this person chart, this person basically from Pisces to Mithuna, he has got 130. Karkat to Tula, he's got 97. Vrishchik to Kumbha, he's got 110. So basically, this is the highest. Pisces to, so this guy actually, like, his childhood days was very good. Okay, that's the best part he had. Already it's gone. So that's the thing. But you can't say this to the client, otherwise, he will be very unhappy. So that way. But you understand. Okay, Lagna degree is 34. Well, Lagna SAV is 34. So that is like, that time, Jupiter Rahu Mahadasha was going. So that was a very special time. None of the planet transiting, but it has a, personally, it was a very special time. He was he had something in his life which also matched with this thing, which is personal. So I'm not discussing here. Phases of life is childhood. Okay, that we have already got this 130. So childhood, because it is having the highest marks, Pisces to Mithuna. Okay, Shevaka is more than Bandhu. So Shevaka is servitude. It's more than Bandhu Dharma. So Shevaka is more. So it is he's service oriented guy. However, Poshaka is also very near to Shevaka. So Poshaka, when the desire is also near to the Shevaka, which is income. So basically, and Poshaka is also more than Ghataka. So loss is less, and he's more of a, that business instinct also. Now, why? Because you see, 159, if we add, it is coming. Just a moment, where I have written this. Yeah, so it is the trikon wise. If you see the 159, the first house and the fifth house and ninth house, Dharma trikon, it is 80. Artha trikon, it is 93. Kama trikon, it is 90. And Moksha trikon, it is 74. So basically, this person, Moksha, see, so Moksha is basically your Ghataka, and the Kama is your basically your this desire, Poshaka. And second one, which is the Artha, which is Sevaka, and the first one is a Dharma. Okay, so this person is basically having a good artha is more. So he is a service oriented guy, but his poshaka is also more. So he is also having a desire to something do of his own. So he can do both the thing together. Is that kind of a profile? So that you have understood, you can discuss with him. Definitely, he can be also into business along with doing his job, or he have two source of income that you can predict. Okay. Now the third sutrams. So the third sutram, good and bad phase of life. Okay, add up the bindu from Lagna to the sign occupied by Saturn. Okay, both sign included, and also from Saturn to Lagna, both sign included. Whatever is the total, you multiply it by 7 and then divide it by 27. The quotient, it represents the age, when the person will suffer with sorrow. That is the time when he will be suffering with sorrow. Because why? We are taking from Lagna till Saturn. We are taking Saturn is a karak of sorrow. Here, no Lagna Lord, no malefic, functional malefic. It is only natural malefic, natural benefic. So same can be used for Mars also. So you just take the whatever is the Sharvastakava point from Lagna till Saturn, and from Saturn till Lagna. Like for example, here what we have done is this person, Saturn is here in Leo. So from Lagna means one, this house, this house, this house. If we will add, so like what we have done is, so from Lagna to Saturn, first house is 34, second house is 32, third house is 35. So total we have add, so 101. So if like this is 101, so 101 into 7 divided by 27. Quotient is 26 and reminders is 5. So basically on the 26th year, something bad will happen. And whenever Saturn or malefic planet transit over Mrigasara Nakshatra of him, that is a time when it can actually create some kind of a problem for him, bad transit. So not only 26 year will be bad, but whenever malefic planet like Mars and all, whenever it transits, so that can be the bad time actually for him. Now from Saturn to Lagna, we have added. So we have come to 270. So if we divide it, multiply it by 7 and divide it by 27, it is 70. So the 70th year, but the nakshatra has come Revati. So same in Revati nakshatra also, whenever Saturn or Mars will be transiting or Rahu Ketu, that is a bad time. So that way we have understood, we can predict, like, the actual, because Ashtakavarga will give you the actual, the gist of the story. So that is there. So yeah, so it is there. So his 26th year, 2004, Jupiter market, it was an evil year. And actually, it was an evil year, and Saturn was in Mrigasera from June 2002 to May 2020. That was a horrifying year for him. Personal losses and, like, so this kind of thing. So a difficult transit. So that is there. Okay. Now, same thing you can do for good years. So how can you understand a Jatak, good year and bad year? So what you need to do, Lagna from Jupiter, you add. So Jupiter is where? See, Jupiter in the second house. So Lagna from Lagna and first house and second house, whatever is the Sarvashtaka point. See, first house is 34, second house is 30. So 66. You see here it is from Jupiter, it is 66. So 66 into 7 divided by 27. Same formula. Into 7 divided by 27. There's a 17 there. 1995. That time it was good. And the nakshatra is Kritika, which is like, from this nakshatra is basically like, whatever the reminder comes, it is a nakshatra. The quotient is the year, and the nakshatra is the whatever is a reminder. So that is there. Similarly, like, the 87th year will be good, but the nakshatra Magha, which is Leo. So Leo and Taurus, whenever, like, so very soon the native will be in that Kritika nakshatra, which will happen in April 17, 2024 to June. So I can tell that client that from April 2024 to June 13, 2024, something great is going to come in your life. So it is basically Saturn Mahadasha and Venus Antardasha, very special dasha, but something special is going to come. And it is also Ketu Pranta dasha. Now, it is expected to be good, but the dashas and Antardasha, very special one. That is there. So you have to analyze that also and then predict. Otherwise, it can be wrong also. Now, Vitaya and Tirtha. Okay, what is that? So add the bindus of the Lagna, second house, fourth house, ninth house, 10th house, 11th house. If the total is more than 164, then he will have financial prosperity. If 6, 8, 12 house numbers at 76, or if it is more than 76, then it is bad. So in this case, this person, Vitaya, I have added. So I have added is 171, more than 164. So it is good. Okay. And 6, 8, 12 is 86. So expenditure is more than the income. That it is meaning. Then Sutram 5. So general wealth indicator. If 11th has more bindu than 10th and 12th has less than 11th and Lagna has more than 12th, माने 11 is the kamai house. It has more bindu than 10th house. यानी कर्मा से कमाई ज्यादा जो सब मांगते हैं. Then 12th house has less numbers of bindus. So 12th house is basically than 11th. So basically खर्चा कम और इनकम ज्यादा. तो काम कम किया, इनकम ज्यादा किया, खर्चा भी कम किया, तो मेरा सेविंग्स हो गया. ठीक है. So basically it is like a savings things where the native enjoy material happiness. Similarly, if the second has more bindus than the 11, the native has a habit to accumulate and hoard. So he's a savings kind of a person. Whichever house has the highest bindu, the native, if walks related to that, how to the third house uh, from it. So if the native is whichever house, so this is another sutram actually. So this is there. So basically this is there. So, however, one thing I want to tell you, like, if so let us see what is in chart. So see, 10th house has 29 point, 11th house has got 30 point, and 12th has got 29 point, Lagna 34 points. So 11th has more than 10th, 29 and 30, just more. 12th has marginally less than 11th, 12th is also 29, 10th is also 29. So kharcha is huge. Lagna has more than 12th. Okay, so Lagna has more than 12, which is a good sign. So he can have some wealth. The native shall enjoy material happiness. If a second house is 32 and 11th house is 30, so naturally second house, if the points is more, then he is saving. Okay, so because whatever kamai he is doing and the second house is more, so whatever is coming, he is savings that. But here one thing is also to be seen. See the sixth house, which is a house of debts and loan, it is also 32. Second house is also 32. And 11th house is 30. So wealth being lost due to debt, disease, or enemies. So basically, he's not saving. From the chart, you have understood that 11th house has got more point than 10th house. Okay, fine. But 12th house is also less than 11th point. Okay, fine. Lagna is more than this all the things, or even 11. So it is good, very good. Second house is also more than your 11. That is also good. But then you saw that the sixth house has got more than this point, and the 12th house has also got 29 as an expense. So definitely his money is not getting saved. Somewhere he is actually losing money. So that can be loan or debts. And in the chart, we can see there is Venus and Moon together. So definitely it's a loan and debts. So that is there. So so now let us see like the general rules of a transit for Ashtakavarga. So Sun gives maximum 48 points out of 337 good bindus, which is Ashtakavarga is like a planet from its position, and from the other seven planets position, whatever good aspects it gives, that is called bindu. So that accumulative system, like when get added, it is called Sarvashtakavarga, and that is how that is based on which the entire this prediction is made. So out of the 337, Sun gives 48 bindus, Moon gives 49, Mars and Saturn gives the lowest, 39. That is the reason Mars and Saturn are malefic planets. Jupiter gave the highest, 56, then Mercury 54, and Venus 52. These are all natural karakas. Okay, so naturally, not Lagna related. It's a separate thing of prediction. So basically, if you see like a minimum, if it is 48, so 12 house if you divide, so Sun gives an average of 4. So 4 is Sun's average. In this way, if you see all the planets' average is 4. So a planet can give maximum 8 good bindus, and the minimum is 0. So 4 is also the average. So that means, you see, I've mentioned here, maximum bindu a planet can have in a sign is 8, and minimum is 0. 4 is the average. 3 is for Saturn and Mars. But this is by CS Patel, 3. Although in classic it is all 4, which gives mixed result. So 4 is the average, which gives mixed result, some good, some bad. 8 is the best, 0 is the worst. So a planet, when transiting a house where he has got good Bhinnashtaka, 4 or more, will give good effect. Even better if he has also given Bindu, his own Bhinnashtaka, if he has given a Bindu, then it is 1,000 times better. Say for example, we will understand sutrams, like how to understand a good month and a bad month. So this is the source is with the Jataka. Okay, now what you need to do, how you will understand how this month will go for you, you just find the Sankranti day. The day of the Sankranti, locate the house where the planet, like whichever house is on that Sankranti. This is a transit chart. On the day Sankranti is on 17th of July 2023. So basically on Shankranti, this is a planetary movement as far as his chart. So planet, what you need to do is you need to just locate whichever house the planets are, except Rahu Ketu, and you just need to add those houses where planets are those houses, Ashtakavarga points where the planets are placed. I mean to say, if this is a chart, see planets is there in the second house. The first house there is, where are planets? First house there is planet Moon. Second house there is planet. Third house there is planet. Ninth house there is planet. 11th house there is planet. So they see first house Moon, second house Sun, Mercury, third house Mars, Venus. Then ninth house here Ketu we are not considering. Ninth house we have Shani. So Saturn we have, and 11th house we have Jupiter. So Rahu we are not considering. So basically these are the houses where planets are available. So we have to add the Sarvashtaka point of the natal chart, whichever numbers was here in this thing, in these houses he has got. So if we add, it is 157. So basically, it is say that if it is less than 112, it is a bad month. If it is within 112 to 224, it is a okayish month, good month. And if it is 224 and more, it is wonderful. So you see, similarly, we can understand how a planet will give the effect. Who will give the good effect and who will give the bad effect. For example, if you want to understand, like for example, if you want to understand about a confirmation of a gentleman, about his job and all. So Sun you have to see. So Shankranti day, Sun is a Karaka of authority. We are trying to understand. So here you see, Bhinnashtaka, first of all, we have got that it will be a good month that we have got. So this Shankranti, when sun enters in this house where this natal Jupiter is, it is a good month for him. Something good is going to come. So now we have to understand the sun bin transit. So Bhinnashtaka of a similarly, the Bhinnashtaka of a planet will give the picture which will perform well and which will create issues. So let us see Vinnashtaka. Sun will be entering Cancer. That house got 32 Sharvashtaka points. So second house, this gentleman has got 32 points. You see the second house, this person has got 32 points. Okay. So basically, so 32 points. So basically, so sun, first of all, so sun is transiting in a house where already the Sarvashtaka point is more than 28. So it is a good. That means from sun, some good result is ensured, first of all. Then in the Bhinnashtaka of sun, on that particular house where the 32 is the total, in sun Bhinnashtaka, he has given 4. He has got 4. So 4 is the average, which is good. And he himself has added one bindu. Out of that 8 bindus in that particular house, he has also contributed a bindu. So that is even better. So definitely something good related to sun will happen this month. You can confirm the Jatak. If the question is like, can I get a confirmation, or can I get a government job, or my interview is there, can I get the approval? This particular analysis of the chart will give you the, the result where it will happen or not. So this person, this is an important month for authorities, approval, government, father related, authority, confirmation related. So this kind of Sun Karaka related things he will be getting. So thank you very much. I hope you have liked the class. I'm taking classes on Ashtakavarga. It's a very, very interesting topic, and I have done several researches on Ashtakavarga, as well as I read books. These are all like by the authors, so I try to read books and then make the notes, and I try to explain my way, and of course taking the reference of the classics and everything. Nothing my man-made. It's like all about the like whatever is there in the classics. So, but I think definitely this is a very great way in coming to a specific timeline and a different way of handling a chart. Okay, thank you very much. Thank you all. Please like my video, share my video if you like it.